Okay guys, in this video we are going to check about how to make a grid system for our website. The first thing we will start with right here is to type dev with class of row. And we will make the dev with class of row to be having the class of display of flex. We can go to this CSS and just type row, and here to be having display of flex. Okay, and then inside we want to make two columns, and the column I want each column to be having 50% of the page. Let's know how to make it. We can create a new division and give it a class of column6 like that. And then inside we can go to our CSS file and just copy the lorem text because I think we will need it. We can just go here, type lorem, and now we can copy this lorem text or cut it anyway and go back to the CodePen and paste. And now we got this text. What if we add another division from here? But before we do that, we want this to be taking 50% of the page. We can go here and just type column6 to be having the width of 50%. Sorry, 50 and not 40. See, now this is having 50%. But what if I go and add more? We got 2, but here is the final test for this part. What if I add more columns right here? We don't want that to be habit. We want the row to be broken and create a new row, because here we got 50% of the page and the other 50%. We can just go here and add flex wrap to be wrap. And now we can see the line broken. Here we got 50% and 50% whenever we go. We can just add some margin and borders so we can separate between them. Margin top of it's okay, 15 pixels margin, border, we can give it 5 pixels solid of red. Okay, now we got this. When we make the screen like that, we get a problem because of the margin, I think. Yes, because of the width of the border. Let's just delete the border. We are having 100% of the width, so when we give it 5 pixels, we are forcing the column to be broken. Okay, that's good. But that's not all. We want to make the page divided to 12 columns, similar to Bootstrap. So we will be having column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's start from the beginning, but we will just keep the column 6, sorry. Let's delete this part and just keep the row. Okay. We don't need the margin top. Here, we will start with column 1, dev with class of column 1. And after we learn the responsive design, we will make them responsive. And then after this part, what we can do is to type the lorem text. And now we have this. We just need to add the width of the column 1. As I told you before, we want to divide the page into 12 columns. So we will need to calculate the percentage of 1 over 12. We can calculate 1 over 12 times by 100. I think it will be, yes, it will be 8.33%. Column 1 to be having the width of yes, 8.33%. Okay, that's good. When we reload the page, now we got this width. Let's go and try to add more of the same column, but we got something wrong here. We will delete this one and also one from here. So here we got the column 1. We can try to add more. We can copy this column, okay, this one, and copy it for 12 times just to make sure that everything is working great. 2, what about now? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I hope the 12 will be okay, and 12. Yes, now we got the 12, and what if I add more? Now we got the new row. So that's it about the column 1. We can delete all what we did and make the column 2. And very soon we will learn the responsive design and make them responsive, which will be similar to Bootstrap. Okay, we will delete this part right here. Yes. Okay, perfect. And then after this part, we can type for the column 2. The column 2, we will divide 2 by 12 times by 100. 2 divided by 12 times 200, which will be 16.6667. We can just go here, add a new division with class of column 2, and after this part we will close it and paste the lorem text. We can get it from here. We can close this one, lorem, and we can copy this part from here and then go to the code pen and paste this text. Okay, from here, paste. We just need to add the styling of the column 2. We can make this larger. Column 2 to be having the width. We can give it a width of 16 point. Yes, we can give it for, let me open the calculator again, 66667. What's the problem here? Yes, this 50%. So now we got this width. Let's try to copy and paste the same column to make sure that everything is working great. We can copy this column from here. Now we can just add 6 columns inside the page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, that's good. And now we have this. The second thing we will do right now is to try to add more to make sure that the row will be broken. And now the row has been broken. Now we can try for the column 3. We will try until we reach the column 12. Okay, that's good. After this part, what we can do is to add dev with class. For the class, okay, we got the settings here. If we wish to edit the HTML or any of that, but we don't need right now. And we can give it a class of column 3 and then give the closure. At this part, we can paste the long text. We don't need the column 2, we will delete it. We just need to add here the styling of the column 3. We can type column 3 and I want it to be having the width. Let's calculate it. We got here 3 divided by 12 times by 100, which is 25%. 25%. And now when we make this, we got the 25% of the page. Let's just make sure that everything is working fine. We will be having here just 4 columns for one row. Here we got the first column. This will be the second, third, the fourth. Let's try the last one to make sure that everything is working fine. So now everything is working perfect. And we can set everything back to try to make for the column 4. Here we can just type dev with class of column 4. And again the closure of the class. And after this part we can just go to the CSS and make column 4 to be having the width 4 divided by 12 times by 100, which will be width 33.3333%. And then we can go to our file here, copy the long text or cut it, the same, and paste it here. For this row, we will just be having 3 columns. We can copy this dev also to make sure that everything is working fine. And here again, this to be the second, the third. So now we got only 3 rows because 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. And what if I coded more? Okay, so now the row has been broken and we got no problem with this part. After this part, we can delete this. Okay, that's good. And also delete this one and this one and the last one. And make this to be column 5. We can now go, or we can just copy this first. We will delete this class and its closure. And now we can go to the CSS, column 5, open the bracket, and for this part we can make 5 divided by 12 times 200, which will be 41.667, width of 41.6667. Okay. Yes, the percentage. This was the problem. And now we got this. The one row only will be having maximum of 2 columns in case of column 5. We can paste this again, or we can just copy this part. Okay. So if I add more, we will just be having 2 columns for the one row. Now this is good for the column 5. After this part, we can test for the we got the reload here. It's okay. We can test for the column 7 because we already have here the column 6. we can make here dev with class of column 7, and here to be having its closure. After this part, we can just go inside and copy the learn text from here again. Learn. Okay, we can cut this text, go back to our code editor, and paste. And for this one, we will divide 7 by 12 multiplied by 100, which will be 58.333. We can go here, column 7, to be having the width of 58.333%. Let's just copy the column 6 and make it after the 5, in case if you want to make if you want to take this page as a reference. So now we got this column 7, but I will only be able to add one row inside two columns of the one column or of column 7 for this row. If I go and add more, dev with class of column 7, and again right here the closure, just one column is available here to be added, or able here to be added. What if I try to add column 1, dev with class of column 1? I will be able to add until I reach the 12. We can go here and type column 1. We can just copy this one right now. We got 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now we are able to add 12 columns for each of them. We can use column 4 with column 6 if we wish to. Let's delete this part and try now for the column 8. Or we can just delete the column 7. We can make here column 8. We can go now to the CSS, column 8. For the column 8, we will make 8 divided by 12. Let me try to make it 8 divided by 12 times 200, which will be 66.66667% for just one column. So here we got 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and this will be 13, so the row will be broken. And after this one, we can try for the column 9. We can make this to be column 9. Okay, that's good. And for the column 9, we can add here the width to be 9 divided by 12 times 200, which will be 75%. Okay, so now we got 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's good. After this part, we can just make for the column 10. And for the column 10, we will make 10 divided by 12 times 200, which will be 83.333%. Okay, so now, what about now? What's wrong with this part? I think we got something. Yes, the width property. So now we got this width. We got here 10, 11, and 12. Okay, that's good, and we know how to use this part. Now we can try for the column 11 and know how we can deal with that. colon 11. And now we can go and add the style of the colon 11. Colon 11. I can make the width here. We will make 11 divided by 12 times 200, which will be 91.6667%. The percent, okay. Column 11 and not 1. Okay. I think we got something wrong here. What's the problem? I guess. Yes. What's the problem right here? Column 11. We can try to add more 6, okay. We got something wrong with this part, so we need to check the problem with it. Yes. Column 11, we can search for it here. Yes, it is the same, but I think we got a problem here, so we need to check it. We can go to the column 1 and try to add more 3s. Yes, I think it's only for the numbers or maybe the closure here. No, that's not the problem. So we need to search for the problem of this part. We can make 91 point. We can just make 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. And for the column 1, we can just go here and see what we can do. Okay, we just need to think about it. We can make it 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this will solve the problem. I hope so. No, we get a problem with this part. The problem is just with the percentage. Yes, yeah. We get a problem with this part. We need to make some space here. Let's think about it. What if I make just 91%? No, we still have something here. Let's make it to 90%. What about 80? What's the problem with this part? We got something here. I think the page is not being reloaded. Let's just make this to be 91 as we did before. Yeah, let me think about it. 91.1234567 and minus 8 by 100 to be 8.33333 like that. Or we can just make it to 8. It's okay. 8.3. I think the page is not being reloaded here. Let's try to make it 100% to make sure that everything's working fine. No, we got a problem with this part, I think. Let's try to make it again. No, we got no problem with that. So what is the problem right here? We got 8.3. And we can make this one 91.7, so they will be taking 100%. No, let's try to make something like the universe of padding of 0, margin of 0. We get a problem with this part and we need to check it. Okay. We will see the problem and solve it in the next video. So good luck and have fun.